Hello everyone, I'm Professor Neerav Mehta from LG Institute of Technology and Engineering. This session, we're going to discuss about subject called automobile system design. In that, today's particular video, we'll have example or a case study of coil spring suspension system. Let's have an example for our coil spring suspension system. But before that, let's have some specifications about coil spring. Clear? So in design of coil spring, as we know that there are outer diameter in case of a terminology, if you want to know about that outer diameter, inner diameter, mean diameter, and then all we are going to find is load acting upon that as well as deflection which is acting or a deflection which is required to have that suspending effect. Clear? So in this example we're going to discuss about these two aspects. Clear? One is by considering, so let's have this example. A helical spring is made from a wire of a 6 mm diameter. So here we have a wire which has a 6 mm diameter, which is small d, which is 6 mm. Clear? Uh, and has outside diameter, so it is capital DO. It is not a mean diameter, which is 75 mm. So here our mean diameter will be, which is D, will be DO minus D, because this mean diameter will be going to work or will be going to useful in our example rather than this outer diameter. So that will be 75 minus 6, which is 69 mm. Here, if the permissible shear stress, which is in our case it is tau, which is 350 megapascal, and modulus of rigidity, which is capital G, as we know that capital G, 84 gigapascal GPa, which is also called 84 into 10 raised to 3 megapascal in terms of megapascal. Find the axial load which the spring can carry and the deflection per active ton. So there are two things we have to find: axial load as well as deflection per active ton. There are two methods to find out this. One is by considering it as a curvature or by considering its curvature. Clear? And another is without considering its curvature. So first thing, let's find out, and what we have to find is first is one is W. W for all two cases, which is axial load, and another is deflection divided by N, which is our deflection per ton. So our first thing is to find load or and deflection per ton, which is as you know here, deflection per ton, which is delta by n. So ultimately, first of all, our equation for load, which is represented by shear stress in terms of load, which is equals to K S into 8 WD divided by pi small d cube. This was our equation. So first thing is to find Ks. Here we have two equation for Ks, for without curvature and with curvature. Without curvature is 1 plus 1 upon 2c, and with curvature we have discussed in previous. We will discuss in next slide. Clear? So it is 1 plus 1 upon c, which is nothing but capital here. Let's find out c, which is capital D by small d, which is 69 divided by 6. So that is 11.5. Clear? So ultimately it is 2 into 11.5. So Ks will be 1.04. This is our first value for Ks. Let's put this value to find out W. So W, which is load by that this first law or first equation, is sigma shear stress into pi into small d cube divided by Ks into 8 into capital D. So let's put this value. We are putting all the value in mm. This is 350 into 3.14 into D, which is 6 cube, divided by Ks, which is 1.043 into 8 into D, which is 69. The value here we will find out will be 412.7 newtons. So this is our load in terms of Newton. Clear? I hope you got this point about load. Now next thing is to find delta, and delta, which is represented by delta, is equals to 8w d cube, sorry, 8w d cube n divided by g d raised to 4. Here we have to find is delta by n. So it will be 8w d cube divided by g d raised to 4, which is 8 into, sorry, which is 8 into w, which is 4 1, here it is 2. So it is 412.7 into 69 cube divided by G, which we have given as 84 into 10 raised to 3. Everything will be in mm, so it will be 6 raised to 4. So ultimately, and this equation we have derived previously, that's why I'm not discussing more about this. So ultimately, the deflection per number of ton we will find out as 9 point, sorry, 9.96 mm. So here what we have found out is we have found out the load which is acting upon our suspension or coil spring suspension, and then we have found deflection per number of tons. Means for a single ton, the deflection which is exerted on our spring will be 9.96 mm. I hope you got this point. How we are finding out this 9.96 mm. Clear? Now next thing is by considering, second thing, by considering its curvature. In that case, shear stress will be same, which is Ks into 8wc divided by pi d square. Here the value of Ks will be different. Ks will be 4c minus 1 upon 4c minus 4 plus 0.615 divided by C, and the value for this will be 1.123. Here value of K will be 1.123. So ultimately all we have to find is W. So W here in this case will be W is equals to shear stress into pi d square divided by Ks into 8C. Clear? I hope you got this point. Shear stress which is given by 350 megapascal into 3.14 d square, which is nothing but 6 square, divided by Ks, which we have found out 1.123 into 8 into C, which we have found out 11.5. So ultimately in this case load will be load will be 383.4 Newton. I hope you got this point. In first case, we have considering different curvature for our spring. In second case, we have curvature. We have considered the curvature. In first case, we haven't considered the curvature. When you are not considering the curvature, then the value of Ks, which is spring factor, clear? It is difference or curvature factor is different when you are not considering that curvature, and when we are considering this curvature, it is represented by this equation, and the value will be the different. Clear? So depending on that value, our load will be different. Ultimately, we have to find is delta. Delta value for delta is 8w d cube, and you can convert this d by d into c, but we can put it also like this also. Clear? Like 8w c cube n divided by g into d. You can use this equation also. Ultimately, what I have to find is, what we have to find is delta by n, which is represented by 8w c cube upon gd. How I have converted this d cube by d raised to 4 into c cube, because d, capital D by small d, is c. Clear? So 8 into 383.4 into 11.5 cube, 5 cube divided by g, which is 84 into 10 raised to 3 into 6. So ultimately here we have found will be 9.26 mm. So this is our answer for second method. Here we have done with our example of 7 marks. Let's recap once again what we have done in this example. So example here was given like a helical spring is made up from a wire which has 6 diameter and its outside diameter of 75 if the permissible shear stress is 350 megapascal, modulus rigidity is given. So you have to find is W, which is axial load, and deflection upon our number of ton or deflection per ton. First case, what we have done different is we have taken the value of Ks, which is 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon 2c. Clear? And found out this load as well as deflection per number of turn. In second case, we have converted this or we have taken the value of Ks, which is 4c minus 1 upon 4c minus 4 plus 0.615 divided by c is equals to 1.123. I hope you got this point, or I hope got this example. This example was asked in GTU examination. If you are having any doubt regarding to this example, you can directly ask me, or you can refer this book called Machine Design by R.S. Kurmi. I have taken this example from Machine Design by R.S. Kurmi. I hope you got this point. Once again, there are two method we have implicated in this example. One is with considering without considering curvature of the spring. In second case, in which we have considered curvature of the spring. Clear? In the both the cases, value of Ks, which is constant or spring curvature constant, will be different. Clear? Here we are stopping this example. Thank you. Thank you so much.